Hey guys, Captain Smash, Smash the Strength Lab, Ottawa, Ontario. So I'm sitting in here after a run and I'm thinking, okay, well, what's something that would be useful for you guys? And what I came up with was one of the first key ingredients to a good run is having a good pair of shoes. So now, I'm really fond of my Asics. I have a very flat foot, which makes me kind of a little bit of an overpronator. So everybody's feet are a little bit different. Okay, you have people with no arch like myself, or a very slim arch. You have people with a very high arch, and you also have people with a moderate to non-existent arch. So basic sense is if you have a high arch, good for you. You have a really good spring for pushing off with your toe. The type of shoes that you can get are very high in the arch support, a lot of cushioning around the toe. So, but for people that overpronate like myself, so like I have a moderate amount of overpronation, and what that means is when you do your little heel strike, you're going to rotate inward. Okay, so your foot is going to rotate like that. Okay, if you do that often enough, it's going to tear up your knee joints and just cause a lot of problems in through the knee and hip region. So if you have problems in your knees and hips, I would first start identifying your problems with your shoes. Okay, it's not as simple as just walking in and going, hey, that pair of shoe looks really good, I'm going to get that pair. It's more about, okay, well, what kind of foot do I have, and what do I do when I run? Okay, do I turn in? Do I overpronate too much? Or am I everting, am I rotating outward as I'm running? Or am I just like hitting the ground too hard with my heel, okay? And in that case, it's just a matter of running form. But in case of footwear, okay, so if you have the tendency to roll inward, okay, a little bit of overpronation, then I suggest getting a stability shoe. Now you can see from the tread on the bottom of these things, okay, it has kind of a nice wave-like pattern, so it automatically kind of recorrects my form as I run, okay? It's not a super thick shoe, but it's got a little bit more motion control than your average high arch shoe. Plus they're a little wider for my wide feet. So now you can get different styles, but as you can see, every pair that I have automatically has a little bit of rotation as my foot's hitting the ground. So if you can picture, okay, my midfoot's hitting the ground and I'm just gonna kind of roll off the toe. Okay. What you don't want to get into is getting into it like a cross trainer that's really flat. Okay, so these are one of my old favorite shoes for lifting weights. As you can see, they're super flat on the bottom. Okay, super flat, a lot of good tread, but then there's not a lot of extra support. Okay, super malleable, super flimsy. So I would not want to wear these while running on pavement. It's just not going to be a good idea. So. And you can even see from the tread wear and tear, like if you can look along the outside edge here, very thin along here, and then if you look along here, very thin along here, okay? I still have plenty of tread over here. So this automatically shows me that when I'm coming down, I'm hitting here, and then I'm rotating off here, okay? And so I get a nice little flow in from the back of the heel and then the front of that toe, okay? So I need a shoe that's going to kind of correct that imbalance to make my knees in alignment with my hips, okay? So now a person that rotates the other way, where they have the heel strike down in this section, okay, versus this section, and then they're rotating this way, that means that they're going to rotate here and then kind of rotate out with their foot, okay? So you want more of a motion control or an extra cushion shoe, okay? Now a good shoe place will be able to tell you these things, okay? Now if you're one of the few that are one of the many that have a high arch, then hey, good for you. You've got a good spring in your shoe. You basically want to get something with a very high arch and a lot of toe cushioning. That way when you're toe striking for your running pattern, it's not tearing up your toes too much. So anyway, I tend to have a lot of different running shoes because I like to cycle mine as they go. That way I'm getting a lot of bang for my buck and I can kind of rotate through several different pairs of running shoes and I'm not wearing them all out at the same time. Because a good pair of running shoes costs you about $100, maybe a little bit more for the really expensive ones, and they're gonna wear out rather quickly. So really what we're looking for is a very light, comfortable shoe that supports your foot needs and helps your gait pattern get better, okay? It helps keep that knee and hip in alignment as you're striking, and whichever way your toe is rotating, either internally or externally or straight on, that's the type of shoe that you need to seek out and see kind of what is the optimal balance for you in terms of proper footwear. So, hey, if you like this video, give it a like, and if you think somebody else might like to see it, give it a share.